why there won't be another bot nuke day. I actually have some footage on the screen playing right now that I took the days leading up to the bot nuke, and later on in the video I have some follow-up footage of the amount of actual real players in the same location after the bot nuke. You can also see some performance dips, which I will talk about at the end of this video as well. On October 25th, 2011, an update came to Runescape known as Cluster Flutterer. Try to say that 5 times fast. Or how I remember and many others remember it as Bot Nuking Day, which was aimed at getting rid of the reflection and injection bots from the game, which were the most common bot types. Injection bots inject custom code into RuneScape, which allows them to read the game state, get notified of changes to that state, and they modify the client's behavior. While reflection bots directly examine the contents of the game without any injection, which makes their ban rates even lower, and if it's done right actually, both of them could be almost completely undetectable. At the time of the Cluster Flutterer update, Jagex believed that 98% of all bots in the game were these kind of bots, which a lot of them actually came from one client known as RS Buddy. I remember when I was first playing the game, and my friends and I always would chop U logs, and you know the progression, you would end up behind the Varrock Castle chopping those U's, and I remember back then when like the evil tree spirit would spawn, or an axe handle would fly off, or mostly when the dangerous random events would happen, those bots would run, they would just scatter like cockroaches, and that kind of went away once these bots became a little bit more advanced. One of the reasons these bots were getting out of hand is that these clients were making it easy for even the layman to be able to get on there, make a bot farm, and just start farming resources and driving prices down and making it harder for more legitimate players to play the game. And these bots were so sophisticated that they could complete random events, they knew all sorts of stuff like that. So one of the things that they did was they would read the item ID. So if you remember playing Moparscape back in the day, the way you would spawn items would be you typing like item spawn and then you type in the item code. That is the same-ish way that these bots would work. They would be able to read the screen in real time and know what the item codes were and how to decipher that. The RS Buddy client, which some of you maybe remember the OS Buddy client, that was the most popular old school client for a while. Well, it originally was RS Buddy, and that client used both the injection and reflection bots to try to create kind of like a perfect bot client, and a lot of the features on it are similar to what you would find in kind of like a RuneLite, but more malicious, where you would have scripts that you would pay for, and maybe some that were included free within clients other than RS Buddy. One of the RS Buddy founders, Jackmob, actually worked for Jagex from November 2011 till February 2015, and after the Cluster Flutterer or bot nuke happened, he within a week went to Jagex or a Jagex employee and showed them that he had already made a client that worked around it. And if you use that timeline, it was within a few weeks after that he was working for the company. And there are other rumors that he had some ins. The CEO at the time, Mark Gerhard, which a lot of people watching this, if they played back then, will remember him and his terrible decisions. But the two of them were friends, and it seemed like Jackmob was pulled from the dark side to the light side to hopefully try to curb the bot situation, but we'll see how that went. On the screen now I have the bot nuking celebration rewards listed, which we had the triple Slayer XP on Tuesday, triple Castle War tickets on Wednesday, bonus distractions and diversions on Thursday with Penguin Hide and Seek double points, Evil Tree 3 times XP, Shooting Stars 3 times XP and increased rewards, and familiarization, more charms and stuff. And then Friday we have Triple Zeal from Soul Wars. This was a move by Jagex to try to bring players back that had quit because of the bots, and hopefully to keep them more engaged since they don't have to fight against the robots anymore. Nuke has been dropped, and after it was dropped, there were less than 100,000 players on during peak times, where before this number could get up to 200k. But yeah, the big player drop, and the free-to-play worlds became complete ghost towns. They were mostly bots before. You probably didn't even know if you were playing free-to-play back then, but you probably did because everyone looked the same. But those were all bots just running around. Some of those worlds wouldn't even top 100 players, and I remember the members worlds too were ghost towns back then, unless you're like doing one of those event things that they had planned during the week, which is probably what they were doing to bring more players back. But only worlds 1 and 2 would be like to the cap. But yeah, most worlds would be hovering around that 100 to 250 player mark, which is absolutely crazy. At RuneFest, Mod Mark Gerhard stated that 7.7 million accounts had been banned for gold farming in the 5 days after the nuke drop. He also said another 4 to 5 million would be banned on the 6th day, which seems insane to me. These bans, according to ModMark, made up 40% of the player base. 1K accounts a minute were being banned, which means about 1.4 million a day, which is absolutely crazy. Jagex noticed that account creations from China and Korea went from hundreds of thousands a month down to as few as 953 after the bot nuke dropped. The bot nuke brought on some unwarranted performance issues. The extra engine work that was put into this to kind of alleviate the bot problem caused some people to have huge FPS issues. Even on the lower end graphic card, like lower end graphic settings, they would still have horrible FPS issues, which I'm showing you on screen now. I have this is a day or two after the bot nuke, and I used to be able to record fully back in the day, and I'm barely scraping by an FPS. In May of 2012, JX released an update acknowledging the performance issues that the cluster flutterer caused and hopefully fixed them. In conclusion, if you play old school RuneScape, bots are kind of our barrier between microtransactions and no microtransactions. And as long as the bots are there paying memberships with hopefully not stolen credit cards or anything like that, they will be a part of this game until this game is no longer a game anymore. The complaining we like to do online and stuff is just kind of fighting this giant shadow elephant in the room that none of us want to talk about, or we all talk about it, but nothing can be done about it. Like, you can fight it all you want, but you're just punching shadows at the end of the day. So if you like this video and you like these talks of me going over older updates and stuff, leave an update suggestion down below, leave a like and a comment, and I'll talk to you next time. Subscribe for more. See ya.